Sigmas. Welcome to the tribe. Today, we're diving into something powerful, something that gets to the core of who we are. We're talking about what makes Sigma men the most fearsome type of men. Not fearsome in the sense of brute force, but in a way that leaves a mark on people long after they've crossed paths with you. And I don't mean just any mark, I'm talking about one they won't ever forget. But here's the thing. Being a Sigma isn't about trying to impress anyone. It's about embracing your authenticity, operating on your own frequency, and living life on your terms. And let me tell you something. That kind of independence, confidence, and self-assuredness, that's exactly what makes us fearsome. But don't just take my word for it. Stick with me, and let's break down why the Sigma male is a force to be reckoned with. Silence is golden, and for Sigma men, it's their superpower. In a world that's noisy, where everyone is shouting to be heard, Sigma men stand out in their quiet repose. They don't need to be loud to make a point, and they certainly don't need to assert dominance by causing a ruckus. Instead, they use silence as a tool, a weapon even, to command respect and instill a sense of intrigue. In fact, it's this very silence that often makes them the most fearsome men in the room. Why, you ask? Let's think about it for a moment. What's scarier, the person who's constantly making noise, or the one who observes in silence, only speaking when absolutely necessary? Sigma men fall into the latter category. They are the quiet observers, the silent strategists. They take in their surroundings, understand the situation, and then act with precision and purpose. Their actions are calculated, not impulsive, making them unpredictable and, in turn, fearsome. But here's the thing. Sigma men don't use their silence to intimidate or instill fear. No, they simply exist in their quiet confidence, and it's this quiet confidence that others find unsettling. In a world that's conditioned to equate noise with power, the Sigma man's silence is a challenge to the status quo. Sigma men don't need to shout to be heard. Their silence is potent enough. They understand the power of observation, the strength in calculation, and the impact of precise action. They don't need to engage in empty chatter or meaningless debates. Instead, they let their actions do the talking. And when they do speak, their words carry weight. And it's this ability to create an impact without creating a commotion that makes them fearsome. It's like being in the eye of a storm, calm and quiet, but with the potential to unleash a force that can shake things up. Indeed, Sigma men don't need to shout to be heard. Their silence speaks volumes. Sigma men are the lone wolves of society, thriving in solitude. This may seem contradictory to the typical images of masculinity we're often sold, where strength is equated with popularity and social prowess. But as we delve into the world of the Sigma, it becomes clear that this independence and self-sufficiency are actually sources of immense power. Consider this. Sigma men are not swayed by the whims and opinions of the crowd. They are not bound by the need for social validation, nor do they thirst for the fleeting satisfaction of being part of the gang. This solitary nature, far from being a weakness, actually allows them to see the world from a unique perspective. They are not caught up in the power struggles and mind games that often characterize social interactions. They are not pawns in someone else's chess game. Instead, they are the chess masters, observing from the sidelines, making calculated moves when necessary. They are like lone wolves, strong and self-reliant, not dependent on a pack for survival. Now imagine the fear this instills in those accustomed to conventional social hierarchies. Here is a man who doesn't need to play by the rules, who doesn't seek approval, who stands alone and yet stands strong. This refusal to participate in the usual social games dismantles the very structures that others rely on for their sense of power and identity. This is what makes the Sigma man fearsome. He is the embodiment of the saying, I am not in this world to live up to your expectations, and you are not in this world to live up to mine. He is his own man, with his own rules, his own path. And in his solitude, he finds not loneliness, but freedom and power. Sigma men are not weak when they are alone. They are even stronger. Sigma men are not afraid to be themselves. Their individuality is their strength. An incredibly powerful statement, isn't it? But it's not just a statement. It's a way of life for Sigma men. You see, while others are busy trying to fit in, to align their thoughts, their behaviors, their very essence with what is considered normal or accepted, Sigma men do the complete opposite. They embrace their uniqueness, their individuality, their idiosyncrasies, and wear them like a badge of honor. They are not just comfortable being different, they thrive in it. Imagine a world where everyone is trying to fit into the same mold, same thoughts, same actions, same lifestyle. Now imagine someone breaking free from that mold, choosing to walk their own path, choosing to be different. That's a Sigma man. It's their fearless individuality that sets them apart from the crowd. They don't just dare to be different, they dare to be themselves. And that, my friends, is the ultimate display of strength and courage. This comfort in their uniqueness, this fearless individuality, it can be intimidating to others. It's like trying to understand a language that you've never heard before. It's unfamiliar, it's different, and it's difficult to comprehend. But that's where the fear comes in, doesn't it? Fear of the unknown, fear of what we don't understand. But Sigma men, they don't let this fear deter them. They don't let the confusion or misunderstanding of others define them. They stay true to who they are, to their unique selves. They continue to break free from the mold, to walk their own path, to be different. And in doing so, they not only challenge the status quo, they also inspire others to embrace their own individuality, their own uniqueness. Sigma men embrace their individuality, making them a force to be reckoned with. They are the epitome of fearless individuality, a symbol of strength and courage. They are not just different, they are Sigma. And that, my friends, is what makes them truly fearsome. Sigma men are like a puzzle that's intriguing yet challenging to solve. The fifth facet that makes Sigma men fearsome is their unpredictability, their enigma. It's not that they're inconsistent or unreliable, quite the opposite. They're steadfast in their values, but their actions, their decisions, and even their silence can leave others guessing. And that, dear friends, can be quite intimidating. You see, humans are creatures of habit. We like predictability. We like to know what's going to happen, when it's going to happen, and how it's going to happen. That's why we create routines, form habits, and build structures. But Sigma men? They dance to the beat of their own drum. They're not bound by societal norms or expectations. They're free spirits, making their own rules, carving their own paths. They keep their cards close to their chest, revealing their hand only when they see fit. They don't disclose their plans, their strategies, or their next move. They maintain a sense of mystery that keeps people on their toes. It's like playing a game of chess with someone who is always 10 steps ahead. You never know what they're going to do next, and that can be both exhilarating and terrifying. And let's not forget, this unpredictability isn't a tactic for them. It's not a game they play to keep people guessing. No, it's just who they are. They live life on their terms, and they're not afraid to throw a curveball or two along the way. They don't exist to fit into boxes or to follow a prescribed path. They are the masters of their fate, the captains of their soul. So, The next time you find yourself in the company of a Sigma man, remember this. He is not a riddle to be solved or a code to be cracked. He is an enigma, a mystery wrapped in a riddle, shrouded in unpredictability. The unpredictability of Sigma men makes them an enigma, heightening their fearsome aura. Sigma men, with their unique traits, have a profound impact on society. As we've explored, Sigma men are the silent storm, the lone wolves, the fearless individuals who stand apart from the crowd. But what does this mean for society at large? How do Sigma men shape the world we live in? Sigma men push back against societal norms and expectations in a way that is both subtle and powerful. They challenge the narrative that masculinity means being the loudest or the most dominant in the room. Instead, they show that strength can come from silence, from introspection, from the ability to stand alone. This redefinition of masculinity expands our understanding of what it means to be a man, broadening the spectrum of acceptable and respected behaviors. Moreover, Sigma men influence societal expectations not by shouting from the rooftops, but by simply being themselves. They don't conform to fit into pre-existing molds. They don't bend to the will of the crowd. Instead, they carve their own path, demonstrating that it's okay to be different, that it's okay to step outside the confines of what's expected. This is a powerful message in a world that often pressures us to conform. But perhaps the most significant impact of Sigma men on society is their unpredictability. They are the wild cards, the ones who can't be easily categorized or predicted. This challenges society to adapt, to become more accepting of the unknown, to embrace the unpredictable. And let's not forget the influence Sigma men have on individual level. They inspire others to embrace their own individuality, to not be afraid of standing out, to be comfortable in their own skin. They show us that it's not just okay to be different, it's something to be celebrated. In a sense, Sigma men are a mirror held up to society, reflecting back the ways in which we can grow and evolve. They challenge us to think more broadly, to be more accepting, to question our norms and values. Sigma men redefine societal expectations, making their impact undeniable. Now that we understand Sigma men, how can one embrace the Sigma energy? The path to Sigma energy isn't a well-trodden one. It's not found in the loud shouts of the crowd or in the constant need for validation from others. It's a journey that begins within, in the quiet corners of your mind, where the noise of the world doesn't reach. The first step to embracing Sigma energy is to cultivate a sense of self-reliance. This doesn't mean shutting people out or isolating yourself. It's about understanding that your worth isn't tied to the approval of others. You are complete in yourself, capable of making decisions and standing by them, even when they go against the grain. Next, harness the power of silence. Remember, silence isn't about being aloof or distant. It's a tool, a powerful one, that allows you to observe, understand, and then act. It's about listening more and speaking less, taking in the world around you, and then making calculated moves that are in line with your goals. Then, embrace your individuality. You are unique, and that's your strength. Don't shy away from standing out. Be fearless in your pursuits, even if they don't align with societal norms. Remember, as a Sigma, you're not bound by the expectations of others. You're free to carve your own path, to be whoever you want to be. Lastly, cultivate resilience. Life is full of ups and downs, but as a Sigma, your power lies in your ability to weather the storm. You're not swayed by temporary setbacks. Instead, you see them as opportunities to learn, grow, and become stronger. Embracing the Sigma energy can lead to personal growth and a unique perspective on life. It's about stepping away from societal pressure and embracing your unique self. It's about being comfortable in your own skin, standing tall in your solitude, and using your silence as a source of strength. It's about being fiercely independent, yet deeply connected with the world around you. That, my friends, is the essence of Sigma energy. As we wrap up, let's revisit the main points about Sigma men. Sigma men are indeed the silent storm. They don't need to shout to be heard. Their silence is powerful and it commands respect. Their observant nature and ability to strike with precision when necessary sets them apart. They are the calm before the storm, an unpredictable force that keeps others on their toes. This silent power makes them fearsome and fascinating. Moving on, the lone wolf mentality of Sigma men is another fearsome trait. They are not followers. They are leaders in their own right. They don't seek validation from social circles. They derive it from within. This independence, this self-sufficiency, it makes them fearsome. They are not bound by social hierarchies. They break them by not playing the game. Furthermore, the fearless individuality of Sigma men is something to behold. They are not afraid to be different, to stand out. They embrace their uniqueness and don't conform to societal norms. This individuality, this refusal to fit into a mold, it's what makes them fearsome. The unpredictability of Sigma men adds to their fearsome nature. They don't follow the crowd. They have their own path. This unpredictability, this enigmatic nature, it keeps people guessing, and that's what makes them fearsome. Moreover, Sigma men have a significant impact on society. They challenge norms. They question the status quo. They don't just accept things as they are. They strive for change. This ability to shake things up, to make a difference, it's what makes them fearsome. Finally, embracing the Sigma energy is about recognizing and harnessing these unique traits. It's about stepping into your power, owning your individuality, and making waves in your own quiet way. Sigma men, with their unique traits, are indeed the most fearsome type of men. They challenge norms, embrace their individuality, and leave a lasting impact on society.